Welcome to CoolDudeClem's Electronic Workshop with me, your host, CoolDudeClem. And welcome to a very unusual episode of CoolDudeClem's Electronic Workshop, because, as you may have guessed, we're not in the workshop today, we're in the kitchen. Because this microwave is busted and I'm going to fix it. And rather than just cutting it up to my room, which is where I do CoolDudeClem's Electronic Workshop, might just as well fix it right here in the kitchen. So what's the deal with this thing? That the plate doesn't spin. Our old microwave went all crusty and bleh, so that's why we got this one to replace it. Not sophisticated, but at least it does work, sort of. Thing is, when we got this, we didn't check to make sure that everything wasn't still stuck down. Maybe if I turn the camera's light on, you might be able to see a little better. If I remove the plate, which I'm going to anyway, this part here, which is connected to the motor, which it just slots into the motor, so I can take it out. This bit was still taped down and I didn't realise it, and of course turned the microwave on and it wouldn't turn. And even after I discovered that there was still a little bit of tape on this holding it down, after removing that tape so it could turn freely, it still won't turn, and I think the motor's busted. So I'm going to put a new one in. Got plenty of trashed microwaves in the shed that I can take one out of, so let's get to work. Naturally, with any device, always good to unplug it before you use it, before you do any kind of electrical work. And as this is a microwave, there are still going to be a couple of charged parts inside. There's a big capacitor in there that's still probably going to have about 2000 volts on it, so got to stay well clear of that. Got the cover off so we can see all the stuff inside now. Very simple thing. There's the actual timer itself with a bell on it. There's the magnetron that makes the radio waves that cook the food. That's a transformer that provides the high voltage. This thing I'm not even going to touch because it could still be charged, and the motor that turns the plate is right under the bottom cover, so I'm going to have to take the bottom cover off as well and discharge that capacitor. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this because it's going to be very difficult to short the two terminals together with this screwdriver. I just cannot get a good connection here. Okay, well I'm pretty sure that is discharged now. I was expecting it to spark, but it didn't. All I need to do is make a few snips here, 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 here and here, and I should be able to take this bit off and get to the motor that way. Good old trusty wire cutters. Got the job done. Anyway, I think I might already see a problem here. This wire here seems to be, well, not plugged in very well in fact. So as loose as anything, but I'm going to test this motor anyway. Okay, well here it is. I'm just going to connect some power to it. See if we get anything. Well, it's shaking. Oh, and it is turning. And something just popped there and I can see smoke coming out of it. And it's hot as well. And I've blown it because I've just seen that this is a 30 volt motor and I've put 240 volts into it. That was rather stupid of me. I should have checked. Well, like they say, it's always good to have a backup. I've just taken this motor out of our old microwave, and if you look, it's exactly the same size and same fittings, so I'm going to replace that motor with this one. And unfortunately this one is a 240 volt, but at least we can test it and make sure it runs. Had I known that this one was 30 volts, which is still hot from previously running it, and blowing it, I wouldn't have done that. This one is a 240 volt, as you can see, 220 to 240. So that one's going to have to go in the bin. I might save a few of the gears and things from that. Anyway, I know I can plug this one into the mains without blowing it because it's 240 volts. And there we go, turning. But I'm going to have to do a little bit of modification to the microwave to get this motor to work. Okay, as you can see, I have replaced that motor now. I decided to use the one out of another trash microwave we've got. Unfortunately, couldn't find any 30 volt motors. All the ones I found are only 240 volts. But that shouldn't be a problem. I just got to put this cover back on now. There's a little screw hole at the bottom there. Just got to find a screw that fits. I'm going to try this one. Okay, there we go. This is the motor I was originally going to use, but the shaft of that is just not long enough. I have connected everything back up now, and I discovered that this fan also acts as a transformer for the motor, and this wire here connects the motor. There's 3 terminals on the fan. Got your mains power, which goes in here, and this one is the 30 volt output. So I'm going to have to splice this wire and put it on there so that motor gets the full 240 volts that it's supposed to get. Right, there we go. That motor is now connected to the 240 volt tap of the fan. Now it's time to put this all back together and test that it works. Time for the moment of truth. The microwave has been put back together. I'm going to cook myself a pizza. Let's see if it's working. And look, it's turning. The pizza's turning in the microwave. I've only got 10% on my memory card left, so I'm going to have to delete some things. But let's come back in a couple of minutes. Right. Pizza's done. And yes, I'll just check that in the middle, make sure it's cooked all the way through. Oh yes, that's definitely cooked because nearly burnt my finger on it. Well, I guess that's it for now. I'm going to go and eat my lunch. Well, that's it for CoolDudeClem's Electronic Workshop. Remember, if you like these videos, feel free to subscribe. You'll be glad you did. And while you're at it, tell your friends about CoolDudeClem and his Electronic Workshop. Get them to subscribe too. And if you want to see more from CoolDudeClem's Electronic Workshop, click on the box on the right. If you want to see more of my videos, click on me right now to visit my channel. And that's it for now. I'll see you next time, so until next time, goodbye.